Now, I'm just going to use one more. He has the image of the mixing bowl, which he got from Plato's Timaeus. But we don't even have to introduce that. Let's take a look at this idea he has of a mixing bowl. Now, mixing bowl is spherical, all right, and infinite dimensions, and it can be said to have it has two characteristics. All right, this mixing bowl, we're now going to give it a name. This is the way in which the universe was created. There is wisdom, and let's see how he describes it to give us an insight into providence. Here's how he does it. I'm on page 156, please. There is a beneficent wisdom beyond all things. It's a mystical mixing bowl. And it's a wisdom, and it serves out a double kind of nourishment. One solid, one liquid. Right, there's a mixing bowl, mixed up in it. Right, there's two kinds of nourishment. The whole thing is wisdom, beneficent wisdom. And one kind is solid, abiding, always the same, and one flowing. So, hey, you know what you have? You have transcendence and overflowing. So here's a mixing bowl, and something else flows from it, right? Flows from it. And yet there's a part of it which abides just what it is as it is. So that's solid. Overflowing, that's the image, therefore, of flowing. All right? Abiding, flowing, that's all we need now. Watch. There is a nourishment. Wisdom is a kind of a nourishment. One part is solid, one part is liquid. The abiding is the solid. The liquid is a flowing. The mixing bowl furnishes perfectly providential beneficence, naturally, spontaneously, unceasingly. Therefore, at the heart of the nature of reality, there's an overabundance of goodness. That's right there. That's an overflowing of goodness. That's beneficent, another fancy word for beneficence. Let this be a symbol of providence. I was bringing in the idea of providence. Over the whole, without beginning and end, which spreads out, circles all things. Therefore, the beneficence or the goodness of God there extends to everything in the universe. It circles everything. You can't get away from it. It permeates everything. It's everywhere. It unceasingly flows, and yet it remains as it is in what it is itself. So the mixing bowl stands abidingly, compactly. Wisdom, right, is said also to build a house for itself, and in it to offer its solid food and drinks and the mixing bowl, so that it will be clear to anyone who interprets divine things a divine way that the cause of being and well-being is nothing other than providence, going forth to all and coming to all, surrounding all. Therefore, you're in a universe in which there's nothing but goodness. The whole thing is overflowing continuously, remarkably, unceasingly. Right? And it excels the whole, being eternally the same as itself, eminently standing and ever having the same condition in the same way, never becoming external to itself or departing from its own abode, motionless, eminence, and all of these magnificent qualities that follow from it. That's a view of the universe, isn't it? He's introducing a whole view of the universe. Christian thinkers saw it, and they said, of course, this is Dionysius. He was the companion to St. Paul. Must be true. It's Greek metaphysics. Compact, here it is. What then is the solid food and what the liquid? Well, beneficent wisdom is hymned as giving these and having forethought for them. Forethought is another word for providence, having forethought, providence, like Prometheus. The solid food represents a composite symbol of that intellectual and abiding perfection and sameness in which divine things are participated, as strong, unifying, having an indivisible knowledge. The liquid food, I think, it's a dissolving stream which eagerly proceeds to all, conducts those to whom it nourishes in goodness to simple, unwavering divine knowledge. Where does it lead? To simple, unwavering divine knowledge. The whole thing, therefore, is a way in which to participate most fully in divine knowledge. And he's going to use three, he's going to conclude with 4 terms. All right? Water, milk, wine, honey. The liquid food, I think, represents a dissolving stream which eagerly proceeds to all and conducts those whom it nourishes in goodness to simple, unwavering divine knowledge through things variated and numerous and divided. Now watch. In this sense, the divine and intelligible oracles, and this is an oracle. This whole thing is an oracle. And that's how I'm going to conclude in a few minutes. This whole thing is an oracle. That's what he calls it, an oracle. In this sense, the divine and intelligible oracles are likened to dew, water, milk, wine, honey. Water, because they have life-giving power. Productive of growth, milk. Wine, they revive. Wine revives our spirit. Honey, because it preserves from harm. It preserves things. You drop things in the old days into a honey tub, and that preserves them. That's a preservative. And by the way, for some people, it's even sweet. Therefore, divine wisdom gives these things to those who approach it in the right spirit, providing for them an unfailing stream of good cheer. Isn't that interesting? You know how he concludes? Let me get the last part. Last, I have to get that from another sheet. Let me just pull over here and get it. This last one is somewhat audacious. You know, this is really a great piece of work. The 10th letter, the concluding letter. He addresses this to the Apostle John. He addresses it to John. To John the theologian, the apostle, the evangelist, in exile on the island of Patmos. John, therefore, is the author of Revelations. That's what he's saying. Right? He is the author of Revelation. Therefore, what's he doing? Well, what he's doing is quite interesting. I'm going to go to the conclusion of it, which is on page 160. For the present, we shall read these writings, in the memory and renewal of this, your true teaching about God. And in short while, we shall be joined to you. I am trustworthy concerning the things prophesied of God about you, having both learned and then stated that you will leave the prison on Patmos, you'll return to Asia Minor, and there produce imitations of the good God and lead them to prosperity. What's he? He has a revelation. This is his revelation. For the present, we shall read these writings in the memory and renewal of this, true teachings about God. Right? And I prophesize that you'll get off the island and you'll go to Asia Minor, you'll do well.